رولکس مفتخر است برنامه موزیک را به شما عرضه کند.
روی صحنه بردن یک اپرا چالش عظیمی است. تا آماده شدن کار برای شب افتتاحیه صدها نفر درگیر اجرای آنند.
I think what makes a great opera obviously is a great story.
And then you have to have a composer who knows how to use music in order to tell a story.
We created this production pretty much around the idea of a boxing ring.
I think that there's over like 400 costumes.
اما داستان یک اپرای امروزی چطور به یاری موسیقی بر صحنه جان میگیرد؟ راهی اپرای متروپولیتن نیویورک میشویم تا ببینیم اپرای خیره کننده قهرمان چطور ساخته می شود. پشت صحنه اپرای قهرمان، رانده اول. در بطن هر اپرای شگفتی داستانی شگفت نهفته است. و این یکی ماجرای واقعی و غم‌انگیز یکی از بزرگترین مشتزنان دوران است که در دهه 1950 به نیویورک پا گذاشت. امیل گریفیث، مشتزن اهل جزایر ویرجین، رازی در سینه دارد. او دو جنسگراست و زندگی دوگانه‌ای دارد. حریفش بنی پرت، موسوم به بچه که به راز امیل پی برده بود، قبل از مسابقه 1962 در رینگ زیر لبی به او توهین می‌کند. وقت مسابقه یکی از بزرگترین تراژدی‌های ورزشی رخ می‌دهد. پرت با ضربه امیل گریفیث بیهوش می‌شود و بعد از 10 روز می‌میرد. امیل تا پایان عمر احساس گناه می‌کند و همین داستان غم‌انگیز از سوی آهنگساز دستمایه نوشتن اپرای قهرمان می‌شود.
The line that really gets me is like, you know, I killed the man and the world forgave me, but yet I love the man and the world wants to kill me. It's something that makes the whole story unfortunate in a way.
I killed a man and the world forgives me. I love a man.
Well, at the core of this story, to me, it's about two things. It's about redemption and forgiveness. And the forgiveness part is forgiving yourself.
ترانس بلانشار که 6 جایزه گرمی در کارنامه دارد، نویسنده این اپراست. او یکی از معتبرترین آهنگسازان موسیقی آمریکایی معاصر است. او همچنین برای آثار اسپایک لی، فیلمساز برجسته، نیز آهنگ می‌سازد.
In this piece, you're going to hear a lot of different things. You know, we call it an opera and jazz because, you know, I'm using a lot of jazz elements. But we have calypso, we have sambas, you know, we have even some street beats, if you want to call it that. If I'm going to be a contemporary composer, then all of this is possible DNA for a composition. All of it, everything in our cultures from all around the world.
اپرای قهرمان مراحل مختلفی از زندگی این مشتزن سبک وزن را با تکنیک بازگشت به گذشته نشان می‌دهد. کاری که اجرایش برای تیم سازنده چالش برانگیز بوده. طراح صحنه و کارگردان باید با هم تعریف کنند دنیایی که خواهان آفریدنش هستند چه شکلی دارند.
I think the thing that I find these days with new operas and composers who want to do opera, they're more influenced by film than they are by theater. So it's very rare to do a new opera that doesn't have 20 scenes at least.
برای جان دادن به طرح از نوعی ماکت استفاده می شود که نسخه کوچکتری از دکور صحنه است. این مدل در انتخاب چیدمان و نور صحنه به طراح کمک می کند.
Honestly, the easiest part is figuring out what it's going to look like. With a thing like this, you've really got to start with the way it moves. Because the way a set moves can't be an encumbrance.
This isn't the type of opera where we bring down the curtain and then take it out when the next scene happens. It just keeps going. So we have to work out all of those transitions very, very carefully.
Is that you?
Wants to know.
It's me, Mommy.
قطعات همگی روی صحنه یا در کارگاه ساخته می شوند. اپراخانه متروپولیتن کارگاه عظیمی دارد و صنعتگران در آن همه کاری می کنند، از نجاری و آهنگری گرفته تا نقاشی. پرده عظیمی که برای این اثر نقاشی شده حیرت انگیز است.
That's a big stage. We work big, we're versed in working big. You sort of need to have in mind that from a distance, color, value, texture, sheen, temperature, you need to crank all that up a certain amount.
جان دادن به شخصیت‌ها با تعیین سر و ظاهرشان وظیفه مهم طراح لباس است. دوزندگان پرشمار برای هر فصل از اجراهای این اپراخانه حدود 1000 دست پوشاک و کلاهگیس می‌سازند. مونتانا لوی بلانکو، طراح لباس معروف، پارسال کار روی اپرای قهرمان را شروع کرده و از مراحل طراحی، انتخاب پارچه و دوخت گذشته است.
What you see here is, I guess some would call like our war wall. I think that there's over like 400 costumes, and so it's really helpful for us with these scenes with many, many people. It's really helpful for us to see everybody as a collective. So what's really beautiful about Champion is that it's a memory piece, right? And so we are thrown back into these very visceral, real, alive memories throughout Emil's life. So one of the first is a carnival in the Virgin Islands in the late 40s. The second is a 1950s cabaret drag bar called Hagen's Hole. And the third really interesting space is kind of this male-dominated masculine gym space. So I think that that's what's really special about Champion is that it's an amalgam of all these worlds that you might not normally have access to, and Champion allows us to present that on the stage in a really beautiful and engaging way. The research that we are working from. One of the really special things about being at the Met is that they have relationships with kind of antique jeweler vendors, and so we're able to kind of use vintage stuff when in processes where you wouldn't probably normally be able to use vintage. So kind of like right now in the process, I think that we have our basic infrastructure, right? And then we gotta like put like the sprinkles and the frosting.
ایفای برخی نقش‌ها از خودگذشتگی می‌خواهد.
Good morning. I'm Speedo. I've been training for the Mets champion for about a year. Come watch me train.
رایان اسپیدو گرین، خواننده باس باریتون، برای بازی در نقش اصلی این اپرا 40 کیلو وزن کم کرده تا ظاهر بوکسورها را پیدا کند. اجرای اپرایی درباره یک بوکسور معروف بخشی است از طرح اپراخانه متروپولیتن برای توسعه کار و جذب مخاطب تازه.
when you're doing a modern work, a new work, there's so much that goes into even unprecedented territory of how you're going to present it. Like, I mean, even I think about today, you know, we have huge dance numbers in this piece, more so than probably any opera that the Met has done in a long time.
No way!
You know, my entire career up to this point has been about breaking preconceptions. You know, I come from a trailer park in Virginia, and the fact that I'm singing at one of the greatest opera houses in the world, it's a big deal. But now I think with this opera champion, I have the opportunity to break the preconceptions of opera goers, of opera fans, of what opera can be.
Ready, ready, ready. Oh, yeah, ready, ready, ready. Ready for the fight and ready for anything. Ready, ready, ready.
This is not just an opera. I mean, there's so much involved. There's dance. I mean, there's a parade on stage, stilt walkers. I mean, it's amazing to look at. It's amazing to listen to, and it's even more amazing to feel these kinds of stories. I'm hoping that the audience will say, you know what? This is beyond our wildest dreams.
I'm very proud to be able to have people experience something that will open their eyes to this art form, which will allow them to do more investigation and have more experiences themselves.
در راند دوم، یعنی در برنامه بعدی موسیقی، فرایند هیجان انگیز تمرین این اپرا را تا شب افتتاحیه پی می‌گیریم.
موزیک به وسیله رولکس به شما عرضه شد.